Morning, everyone. Or morning, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Coturnix Corner Live. Glad y'all could be here tonight. You guys are going to have to put up with this stupid hacky cough again. I don't know what the heck's going on, but it just won't leave me alone. I hope everybody up north is staying warm. I mean, I've seen some crazy temperatures this morning on the news, like minus 54 in I want to say North Dakota somewhere. I don't know, but that was crazy. That is cool. Andy, that's good. I'm used to doing the morning musings, not the evening live stream. So, which we didn't do the morning musing Sunday. I don't even know why. I'm pretty sure I was busy doing something or late getting started or whatever, but I apologize for that. Anyhow, I want to shout out to our sponsors, HP Murray over at Gopher Ridge Quail Farm and Hatching Time. As you guys know, these guys do a lot for the channel every week. They donate prizes to give away. HP gives us a 30 count of hatching eggs, and Hatching Time gives us a $50 gift certificate to give away on the live streams. So much appreciated. We will be doing giveaways tonight. If you guys are in the mood for some hatching eggs or a $50 gift certificate, comment over there in the chat room, either Gopher Ridge or Hatching Time. And at the end of this live, we'll go ahead and select a couple winners to get them out. Let's see what else we got going on. Giveaways. Speaking of HP Murray, for those of you who missed last week's live stream, HP came on the show and it was great. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, go ahead and watch it. It's a little bit long. I think it's like an hour and a half long, but HP talks about Gopher Ridge Quail, how we got started. HP's been doing this for a long time, guys. He knows his stuff, and I've got a lot of respect for the man. So if you get a chance, go watch that live stream from last week. It's very entertaining. Let's see. Darn it. I got to take a cough drop, guys. This is killing me. I was fine all day long until I worked out in the shop. I did a little bit of hive building this afternoon, and I think I was breathing in too much sawdust or something. Anyhow, last week, after the live stream, I think it was after the live stream, or maybe it was during the live stream, somebody contacted me and said that they would be willing to come on the show as a guest. For the life of me, I cannot remember who it was. I apologize for that. But if you did contact me and you didn't hear back from me, go ahead and shoot me a message over on Facebook or email me, and we'll get it set up where we can get you here on the live stream. I can't believe I forgot who that was because I'm looking for guests. It seems lately that I have a hard time getting guests to come on the show. So, yeah, whoever that was, if you would contact me again, we'll go ahead and get you scheduled. Also, hard to talk with that in my mouth. We're doing a giveaway over on Facebook for the reaching 50,000 members on the Facebook group, Coturnix Corner group. We're only about 200 members away from selecting a winner. The winner is going to get a one of the DIY mini incubator kits. So if you're interested in that, you still have time to go over there and get signed up. There's a link, or there's a post featured over there. It's got pictures of the incubator and whatnot. But anyhow, get signed up for that, and we're going to be doing the drawing the week that we hit 50,000 members, which will probably be next week. We're going to go live, and we'll be announcing it on the live stream who the winner was. I'm thinking of also doing it on YouTube here because we're just about ready to break the 60,000 subscriber threshold, which is crazy. But anyhow, I want to thank you guys, for either subscribing to us on YouTube or joining the Facebook group. I think we are one of the largest or one of the larger, if not largest, Facebook groups, and we're doing pretty good, as far as a quail only channel here on YouTube. Let's see, what else do we got here? Oh, my sister has been working on some really neat baskets that she makes out of rope, and she made one for the channel. And I told her that she really needs to make these available for people. That they're rope baskets. You can use them for, like, collecting eggs, or just setting on the counter or whatever with knickknacks, whatever you want to put in it, like a key bowl maybe. She can do pretty much like you see on the left there where it says Coturnix Corner. She could actually put your farm name there with a picture of that quail. I think they're really cool looking. And she's got them listed anyhow. They're on the GulfCoastQuail.com website. If you are interested in an order or interested in ordering one of them, check it out. Like I say, go GulfCoastQuail.com, and yeah, check them out. They're pretty neat baskets. I don't know how the heck she does it, but she does it. All right. That brings me down to the bottom of my announcements that I can think of. Which is the 18th, the end of this month, which is not very far away. We're going to be announcing the next winner of the Coturnix Kids program. And the kids get a lot of nice prizes donated. Let me see if I can bring them up real quick. These are sponsors for the kids program: Wholesome Harvest, Southern Biophiliac, Big Spring Quail, Bryant's Roost, Pips and Chicks, Hatching Time, and Champions Blend. Every month, these guys donate some prizes to give away to the kids to get them started on their quail raising journey. And I think it's really neat that that they are able to do that. Sorry about that, Christine. I didn't mean to put your comment up there. I must have accidentally hit it. But yeah, anyhow, if you got kids that might be interested in signing up for the program, basically it's real simple. The kids need to do something for someone else, whether it's a family member, a friend, a neighbor, whatever, that benefits the neighbor or the friend, but does not benefit themselves. Like, say it was a neighbor that went over there and mowed the grass, and then write up a little story on what you did and whatnot, and submit it. And our judges select a new winner every month. And once you've entered, you don't need to enter again. Your write-up stays in there, hopefully until it gets selected by the judges. So anyhow, and thanks to all the sponsors that help us out with that. We really appreciate it. All right, I think that's about it. If you guys got any questions tonight, go ahead and post them over in the comments section. I guess I'll try to see if I can read these comments. The more I talk, the more I hack. So it might not be very enjoyable. Let's see. Andy Rabbit's in the house, says, I'll be here tonight. Glad you can join us, Andy. We'll appreciate it. Rebecca says, good morning from Australia. Very cool. Love when the people down under join us. Shoe Family Quail Farms in the house says, hey, all from Arlington, Texas. Glad you could join us. Woodticks in the house says, good evening from Central Florida. Anna Bishop says, hey, all from freezing Minnesota. Yeah, I seen some of the weather up there on the news this morning. It's unbelievably cold. we got a little bit of it, but I mean, I think the lowest it's going to get here is like, what was it, 49, 59 maybe. No, I don't know. But our highs are still in the 70s, which is, I can deal with that. Woodtick says, my first flock of hens have started laying. I'm getting 5 eggs a day with 8 hens. Very cool. I got 20 out there, and they're slacking on me. They're laying about 3 or 4 eggs a day. Rebecca says, talking to Woodtick, that's so exciting. Absolutely. Christine says, Pacific Northwest in the house again. Loving these. Glad you could join us, Christine. Dawn says, good evening from South Central Illinois. Very cold and ice and snow yesterday, and tonight more coming. Yeah, I don't envy you guys. Robert's in the house. Is hi from Minnesota. Spring is on the way, and better hope soon. Randall says, "Good evening, Ego, everyone. I guess." Hello, Andy. Glad you could join us. Don't forget, Andy. We're getting close to the end of the month, so I'm going to need a winner for the kids program. Kate and Brian say hello from Alabama. Glad you could join us. Randall says, "Good evening, everyone." There we go again. Jeff says, "Good evening from Northwest Nebraska." All Clean Exteriors LLC says, "Hello, all. Glad you could join us." Bob Cole's in the house. Has got 24 in the cooker now. First batch this year. Cool. I saw that you didn't get a notification last week on the live stream. I don't know why. It seems like half the time people get them. I don't know. It's like a 50-50 thing. But good luck on your hatch. Hope it works out good for you. I set some eggs not too long ago, or they actually just hatched out. I got a horrible hatch rate. I don't know why. It wasn't anything to do with the incubator or humidity. I think it was poor shipping. They probably beat it up pretty good. Shepherd Labrador says, "Hello, all from Central Texas. Glad you could join us." Talking to Mr. Merritt. How's it going, brother? Robert says, "Hi from Indiana." Bob Cole says, "Howdy, all." Necro Kitty's in the house. Says, "Hey, from South Texas. Glad you could join us." Byler's Homestead says, "Hello from Missouri. Man, it's cold. What are you guys doing?" I mean, like when I saw the wind chills this morning, minus 54 or something like that. What are you guys doing to keep your poor birds alive? I mean, nothing could survive that, I wouldn't think. 6 degrees here in Missouri. That's chilly. Andy Rabb says, "Good morning, Terry." Good morning, Andy. Welcome to Morning Musings. Amos Currency says, "I got my wood cut for this Coturnix corner brooder build. Cool. And the 3-tier stacking cage with the rollouts. Looking forward to it." Good deal. I hope the videos were helpful enough to walk you through the whole process. Marcus says, "Hello from California." Shelby says, "Hello from Kansas City. Glad you could join us." Andrew Rabbit says, "We have snow." Kate and Brian says, "Supposed to get snow here in Alabama tonight." That's the second time that this far south got snow. I mean, you guys know the last one we had is like 10 inches in northern Florida and Alabama and Mississippi. That's ridiculous. For people that don't even have snow plows or snow shovels for that matter. Same old currency says, "Cut 6x2s to the 2x2 and 2x1 to get straight wood. And it's a lot cheaper." I did a lot of that. I'd buy, either 2x6s or 2x4s and rip them down. Yeah, it definitely pays. I got a hell of a deal today, guys. Went to Home Depot and they got a cart that has a bunch of material on it, lumber and whatnot, that if it's spray painted, like purple spot on it, it's 70% off. I went in there today. I got just over $200 worth of lumber for just under $100. And I was like, wow. So that was nice. And I built 2 more beehives out of them. Jeff says, "Our high the last 2 days was -2. That's crazy." Lindsay says, "Hello from San Diego, California. Glad you could join us, Lindsay." Okay, Jeff saying -2 in northwest Nebraska. That is cold. Andy Rapp says, "Because I didn't bug you about it." Byler's Homestead says, "I think I have Terry's cough. Had it for 4 days now. It just won't go away." I got I think to me, I mean, this was last month. I got sick. I won't say it was a flu because it sure didn't feel like the flu, more like a common cold. Had that for about, I don't know, 8 or 10 days. And at the end of that cold, I had this little cough. And that was at the end of January. It's the 18th, and I still have the cough. It's like sometimes it'll go away. I'll wake up I won't cough all night long while I'm sleeping. I'll wake up in the morning, I'll be fine. And the minute I go outside or go out in my shop, I start hacking. And I'm almost wondering if it's not allergies because everything's blooming down here. The oak trees are blooming and making a mess. And then when I go in my shop and I start cutting lumber, I'm wearing a mask, but I think some of that fine dust from the sawdust is, causing like an allergic reaction. It's annoying as hell, I can tell you that much. Teresa Oakes says hello from West Virginia. Edward Roberts in the house says hello from Anderson, California. Okay, we got a bunch of people that are looking for hatching eggs or a gift certificate. Nico Kitty says, my quail are going to hatch the moment it gets cold here in South Texas. They are in lockdown right now. Now, make sure you get the brooder, fired up and prep for them. Make sure, it's warm where it needs to be and running good so the birds don't get chilled. Amos Currency says Pacific Northwest, Kirkland, Washington, represent. Okay. None of your business. I love that name. Sit by all. Andy Rabbit says, I started home for his live with you. That was HP. I'm glad you made that last week, Andy. Great show. I mean, I had so many people either message me or text me and say, it was a great show. And a couple people said they laughed so hard, throughout the show. It was a great show. I mean, HP's a good guy. It was just so nice to, finally get him on the show. Because believe it or not, I've been hounding HP for a good 4 years to get him to come on the live stream. And it's not that he didn't want to. It's just, he's always had something else to do and like he said on the live stream, he didn't come on the show for, notoriety or anything. I think he basically did it as a favor to me. But HP doesn't need the exposure. He's doing fine on his own. So, but it was really nice to get him on the show. He answered a lot of questions, and he actually opened some eyes up about Gopher Ridge quail. A lot of stuff I didn't know. I had no idea, like how he got his name. And if you guys want to know, you'll have to go back and watch the live stream. But no, it was a really good show. Olivia says, when are your incubators going to be back in stock? The minis are. The smaller incubator, it is on the website right now. The only thing that's not on the website is the bigger incubator, the 240. I'm running some tests on that one right now. And I'll tell you why I'm running tests. I've had so many calls over the past 6-8 months. People cannot find the heating elements, the light bulbs, because they basically don't. I don't know if they don't make them anymore or just don't sell them. Incandescent bulbs are getting really hard to find. So are the ones that we're using in replacement of the halogens. And so what we did, we're switching to a 25 watt ceramic heater. And it does a lot better than the light bulbs ever did. I mean, I've ran, as a matter of fact, I just did a hatch with it. And but I've been running it for a little over 2 weeks now, and my temperature is between 99.3 and 99.6, 99.7. So it's right there where it needs to be. Before it was actually dropping down to 98 before the heating elements would kick back on. So now we don't have that issue anymore. Let's see. Randall says HP is a great fella. Yes, he is. Two Family Quail Farm says, yes, I second that. HP is a swell fellow. He is, and HP is so laid back and so down to earth. I mean, it's great. He just texted me. I said, I posted a picture of some beehives on my personal Facebook, and I said I got too much time on my hands. I'm building beehives all day. HP says, you basically come on up here to Alabama and help me work on his brooder house with him. Brian Allen says, good evening from Alabama. Go for Ridge. Okay, not a problem. Glad you could join us, Brian. Joe says, hello from Texas. I have chickens. I have 117 chickens. Nice. Twisted Garrett Farms in the house. Hello, everyone from Chile, Arkansas. Glad you could join us. Don's in the house says, I can't wait to get my Gopher Ridge quail eggs for my April Fool's Day hatch. Nice. True Family Quail Farm says, congrats, Terry, on both milestones. Appreciate that. Now, you got to thank you guys. I mean, without you, the channel basically wouldn't be anything. When I first started Coturnix Corner, it was just like any of the other channels that you guys see out there. I was basically just sharing the stuff, the stuff I was building, the birds that I had and this and that. And it just kept growing and growing and growing and taking off. And like I say, I got you guys to thanks for it. Maury Straubel's in the house. Says, good evening from West Michigan, Quail. Maury's loving that weather up there because he makes money when it snows. Alexander says the embroidery is beautiful. Yes, it is. I was really surprised at how well that turned out. What we did was we went online and found an image, basically a stock image, and my sister sent it to a guy that she knows, and he digitized it and made it to where the embroidery machine could understand what needed to be printed. Let's see. Hello, Dice. Has my incubator arrived? No eggs yet, though. Okay. What incubator? I didn't know. Didn't know you had one, but at least you got one. But you need to get the eggs. Maury says, I'm the one that usually makes this baskets. Yeah, right. That's funny. Kayla says, hello, glad you could join us. Kayla. Hannah Bishop says, I'm wondering if the embroidery is hand or machine. It is machine, as approved by Maury. Olivia says, I'm wanting to buy the incubator, but it's out of stock. Olivia, you must be talking about the 240. Yes, the 240s are out of stock, and they will be probably until the end of this month. Like I say, I'm finishing up some testing on it. And once I get the testing done, I am going to release them again. And believe it or not, you'll be happy that you waited because with the new modifications, they hold temperature a heck of a lot better than they ever did before. And they just work, I would say they work as well as any commercial model incubator out there, but a lot cheaper. Tony says, well, I won't mention the egg supplier, but my eggs are 8 days old now. How will that affect my hatch? 8 days isn't that bad. I mean, you can ask William Carl Foster, ask HP. They've hatched eggs that were in the mail for 30 days and, still got, I won't say a decent hatch rate, but still got some eggs to hatch. So, yeah, only being 8 days old, if you get them by the time they're, I would hope you get them soon, but if you got them even by the time they're 10 days old, set them, and just hope for the best because they do hatch. Kayla says, hello from Rhode Island. Glad to join us, Kayla. John says, hi, Terry from Katy, Texas. Raining over here. That's better than snowing, I guess, huh, John? Byler says, can my kids enter the program as a team or enter them both separately? My daughter is 6. My son is 8. They can do either. You can enter them both together if you want, or if you would like each of them to have a chance of getting selected and winning the prizes, they can enter separately. But either way is fine. Will says, yeah, Minnesota was minus 40 yesterday and today, isn't it? That should be illegal. That's crazy. Wow. Maymed? What do you need? Maymed says, hello from Turkey. Wow. Glad you could join us. Andy says, today would have been my mom's birthday. Well, happy birthday, Mom. Shelby says, got my first Celadon eggs today out of my own breeding. It was a fun surprise. My first Celadons. Cool. Congratulations. There's my buddy Tony from Toronto. Glad you could join us, Tony. Dragon Girl's in the house. Says, hi from Washington State. Another cold one. CJ says, can't wait to hear this week's topics. Terry, you've helped me tremendously. Cool. There's really no topic on the live streams, unless I have a guest, that's speaking on a specific topic. But tonight I'm here because I messed up and missed Sunday morning musing. So I thought, well, I better go live just so they don't forget who I am. Mete, hello from Hungary. Glad you could join us. I hope I said that right. I'm usually good at butchering names, so apologize if I did. Edward says, hello again from Anderson, California. I have some questions about an aggressive quail. Post away. Brian says, mine just started laying again in central Michigan. I couldn't wait and fired up the incubator for 5 eggs. That's all right. Good practice. That way you know your incubator is working right, and if it fails, it's only 5 eggs. Andy says, I haven't set any eggs yet this year. I haven't set anything for my birds. I did just hatch out a batch from HP, and West Michigan Quail is going to be sending me some eggs here pretty soon, next week probably. So that'll be another hatch. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's Miss Cookie. There she is. She's about 1 week away from having puppies. So we're looking forward to that. Kayla says, I'm totally new to quail. I have 7 females, I think. Well, welcome to the addiction. Brian says, it was minus 12 wind chill this morning in central Michigan. I have a pair of Coturnix that are outside. I just put plastic on the sides of the pen. Yeah, I know they're really, tolerant of cold weather, as long as you can keep, like, say, out of the wind and direct, rain and snow. But minus 40, I don't know how anything could survive that. Kevin says, hello from Mississippi. Glad you could join us, Kevin. Andy says, I wrapped my quail cage in plastic feed bags to stop the wind. They also have a sandbox room. Cool. MJ says, hello from Kansas, 2 degrees and snowing like crazy. That's crazy. Robert Halverson says, it's been minus teens and the quail like it better than me. I ignore the wind chill. That's cold. Yeah, I know that quail are pretty, good at dealing with the cold. Mine have to deal with the heat, but right now they're really loving it. Like I say, it's been last week in the 80s and this week pretty much in the mid 70s. Jeff says, I increased the protein level of my chickens outside and quail in the garage. I've had them in the garage 2 to 3 times with minus 30 and minus 40 degrees. First time I put heaters on them, but now I've seen that they could handle it. Okay. Edward says, nice deal, Terry. Jeff says, clean out the feeders, frozen, add warm water for the birds. Yep. Quail really are amazing. What's the matter, Cook? And he says, I have my heated jacket to keep me warm as I'm feeding and watering. I don't know if I could deal with that again. It's been 41 years since I left Michigan. Although I do miss Michigan because it's, it's a beautiful state, but I really don't miss the winter. So what's the matter, Cooper? Come on down. Come on over here. Come on. I don't know what she wants. I think she just wants to play. Christine said, I had the cough slash sickness too. I'm 2 weeks into it. I can't get rid of the cough. It's annoying. I can tell you that much. I mean, it's not in my chest, which is really good. It's in the back of my throat. It's like a tickle that I just can't get rid of. No matter how hard I cough, it just won't go away. But we'll survive. Harry says, I have an aggressive female that hates and attacks the other birds. What do I do? If it were me, I would separate the aggressive bird from your group of other birds and see how the other birds get along. And then if you have to, just call that aggressive bird. You definitely don't want to keep breeding a bird that shows any signs of aggression because it's just going to get passed on to the offspring. And cull, that's a word that not a lot of people like, but with Coturnix, you've got to be able to cull. I mean, there's just so many issues that pop up from not culling. If you've got a good culling program, then you can get rid of all aggression, all issues, like genetic issues that they might have. So yeah, definitely cull if you need to. Joe Lynch says, Culpeper, Virginia, checking in. Glad you could join us, Joe. Anita Garrett's in the house. Says hello or hi, everyone. Glad you could join us, Anita. Harry Kane says hello. Glad you could join us, Harry. Andy Rabbit says, I really enjoyed HP and I'm not sorry I called in to be with you guys. Nope. Never be sorry for that. Yep. HP was great. It was a good show. And that's why that show went long, because I was so interested in what he had to say. And I was learning so much from HP, learning a lot about the man and this business that we just had to keep. I'd have gone 2 or 3 hours if he wanted to. Oh, wait a minute. Olivia says, can I get on the waiting list to order it, please? Or pay now and ship it out once you get it figured out. Olivia, if you would, shoot me an email, Terry@CoturnixCorner.com, and just let me know that you're interested. And as soon as they come back online, I will shoot you an email and let you know that you can go ahead and place your order. I don't like taking orders that I can't place right away. So, like I say, as soon as they're ready, and it'll probably only be another week or so, week to 10 days, and I'll have them on there. Or if you want the mini's on there right now. Maymed says, I usually raise chickens, especially Easter egger or Americana breeds. I'm thinking of raising quail, but some of my relatives raised quail and lost a lot of money. Yeah, that's very possible. I mean, people have asked me several times, what's the most profitable way of making money with quail? And I'm like, I would not put no, I'm not, I don't want to say that. I wouldn't count on quail as a business that's going to sustain you. You can make enough money, to feed your birds, might put a little bit in your pocket, but you're not gonna, I don't think you're gonna be able to retire off of raising quail unless you've got, thousands of birds and an outlet for them, whether it's, hatching eggs, live birds, meat, eggs. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't count on them. I know a lot of people since I've been into Coturnix, going on 7 years now, I think it is. I've seen a lot of people come and go. It's just, people think they're going to get into it because the turnaround time on from the time they hatch till the time they start laying is really quick. And they think that, okay, production. Unless you've got an outlet for all that birds, you're just going to go in debt feeding them. So, Andy Rabbit says, I think Dawn used the heater elements for her quail cages last winter. Hey. Oh, okay. I know what you're saying now. Yeah, they work. I mean, they put off a lot of heat, and I think you can get them up to like 150, 175 watts. So yeah, that'll put off a lot of heat. What do you want, Miss Cookie? Don't be telling me you're going to have your babies right now. Let's see. Kate Bryan says, got me a Nurture Right 360 incubator. Just need some hatching eggs now. LOL. Is that a hint? He shells. Oh boy, that would be tricky, isn't it? Glad to be here. I'm in Southwest Florida. You selling eggs for hatching? If I could get any eggs for my birds right now, I'd be eating them because I'm lucky if I'm getting 4 to 6 eggs a day. What do you want? Huh? What do you want? What does he want? Oh yeah, look at you. You're on TV. Ain't you so cute? No, I don't have any hatching eggs. Sorry about that. Black River Kennel says, hey, bud, glad you could join us. Abbott's Guns and Hobbies says, good evening from icy and snowy northeast Oklahoma. Doesn't sound good, but I'm glad you could join us. David says, hello from Virginia. Nick says, at what age do you butcher jumbo Coturnix? I've heard 8 weeks, but I've seen your videos that weigh birds at 10 weeks. You said 350 grams for females, 300 grams for males at 10 weeks. What about 8 weeks? I mean, you can butcher at 8 weeks. I've butchered birds younger than 8 weeks before. The thing is, everybody says the birds are classified as jumbo at 10 ounces at 10 weeks. To me, that seems a little bit light because I've had birds that are making 10 ounces at 6 weeks and 12 to 14 at 10 or 12 weeks. So I would think that they need to reclassify that weight, 10 grams or 10 ounces at 10 weeks. I think that ought to be bumped up to like 12 ounces at 10 weeks to be classified jumbos. But if the birds are big enough, they're making 10 ounces at say 6 weeks, and you're ready to butcher, start butchering. Otherwise, most of mine I'll butcher between 8 and 10, just because they're not going to get a whole lot bigger. So you might as well just go ahead and butcher. That extra ounce isn't going to give you an extra bite of meat. Joe says, I'm looking for your website. I might need to order one of your incubators. GulfCoastQuail.com. I'll put them baskets up real quick. It's right there on the right underneath the baskets. It says Gulf Coast Quail. Check it out. If you have any questions, let me know. Or if you want a basket, check them baskets out. Mary says, hi from East Tennessee. Learned a lot last week. Yep, last week was great. Woodchick says, I'm running the 75-watt reptile bulb from Pet Supermarket in my mini and holding a 0.7 degree deviation for about a week now. That's pretty good. I would have thought the 75 would have been a little too hot for it, just because once it gets up to temperature and shuts off the bulb, that hot of a bulb is going to retain the heat hotter or longer than the 25 watt does. I've tried a 50 watt and I've tried the 25. The 50, the temperature kept going up too high for my liking. It got up close to 100 even after it shut off. It would creep on up to about 100. So that's why I went with the 25, and it stayed right within that 93 to 90, 99.3 to 99.7 zone. So John says, yes, Terry, John Alexander, Katie, Texas. Yeah, we had snow here in a couple weeks ago, about 1.5 inches to 5 inches. Yeah, that was crazy. Child of God's in the house says, good evening from Indiana. Freezing here. Seems to be a common thing tonight. Freezing. Marie says, will you share the new modifications here after your testing? Hello from Louisiana. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, Marie, if you go on the Coturnix Corner YouTube channel, I just released a video that talks about all the changes that I did and the modifications to the Mini. That is pretty much going to apply to the bigger one, the 240. with exception of I set on the 240 to use 50-watt heating elements on that video, but I'm testing right now with 25, and 25 seem to be working just fine. So you just got to make sure that you don't get the big, tall heating elements. You want to get the little short mini ones, because that way the fans are blowing directly across the heating element part of the heater. Poker Joker 66 says, newbie in the house. Love the channel, sir. Thank you, and glad you could join us. Necro Kitty says, from the first chick hatching, now how long max should I give the rest time to hatch? I'm getting mixed signals from videos I watched. Some people will say, go to day 18. Some go to day 20. What I do is when the chicks start hatching, usually the bulk of your chicks will hatch all within a short period of time, or, at least one day. And then what I'll do is after I take that bulk of chicks out that hatched, I'll give the rest of the eggs one more day. If they don't hatch out, I throw them away, whether they're viable or not. I don't sit around and wait on eggs to hatch, because I could always be setting another batch of eggs. So for the most part, your eggs should be hatching on day 17. If they're jumbos, sometimes it may go partially into day 18. But like I say, you'll know when the bulk of them start hatching, because they all hatch out pretty much at the same time. The late eggs, I don't even mess with them. If you're not out within 24 hours after everybody else is hatched, sorry, you're going to the train station. Ida says, how many beehives did you get built? None of your business. No, I'm working on Kenyan top bar hives, and they're big, long hives that run horizontal. And I just built 2 of them. I built one, and then I went to Home Depot today, and I got a really good deal on lumber. So I went ahead and built another one. Not that I need it, but hold on, guys. But it was fun, and I'm in a bee club, local bee club here. And even if I don't use it, I'm sure somebody in the club will make use of it. Shoe Family Quail Farm says, you all are fantastic folks. I've got nothing but great things to say about everyone I've had interactions with in the quail community thus far. Absolutely. Yeah, the quail community is great. I mean, for the most part, 99.5, 99.9% of the people are really decent people. You get a few bad eggs in there, but, that's pretty much with everything. Child of God says, I have 6 chicken eggs incubating. Have SSS eggs coming in March. SS. Oh, okay. I know what those are. And I'll bet you don't even know what they are. Southern Cross Farm says, hello from Southwest Florida. God bless. Glad you could join us. We are also in Southwest Florida. The Choo-Choo's in the house. Good evening, Terry and everyone. Glad you could join us, Juan. Good luck to your wife with her new endeavors. Liliana says, first time here, love your videos. Thank you for sharing knowledge. I'm in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Very cool. And absolutely, I mean, that's what the channel's here for, just sharing what's worked for us, what hasn't worked for us. Del Choo-Choo says, greetings from Miami. Savage Daughter Farms in the house says, hey guys, we've been struck with the lurgy here as well. Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. Glad you could join us though. Olivia says, earthly wellness cough be gone. Works so great. I've tried pretty much everything. I mean, I've had gargle with salt water, lots of liquids, chicken noodle soup. I've tried all the same, the what do they call the common cold remedies, and nothing seems to work except for drinking a lot of liquids seems to slow it down a little bit. But it's like once I go to bed, I'm fine. And then once I wake up, I'm fine until I decide to go outside. That's why I'm thinking mine is more allergies than anything, because like I say, it's not in my chest. It's way up here. It's just a tickle in the back of my throat. But once it starts, oh Lord. CJ Sanders says ordering hatching eggs in the near future, looking for mainly eggs, but I like to eat them too. I would like to try my hand at the breeding aspect too. What colors and size would you recommend? Well, if you're going to want to be eating them, obviously you're going to want a jumbo variety, and stick with Pharaoh. I mean, it's the base color, and if you want to get into other color varieties after that, you've got the base to work with, and you can bring in other colors and start breeding them back to the Pharaohs, and that's a whole another thing. But like I say, if I were you, I would start out with jumbo Pharaohs. HP Murray has them, and they're really nice birds, excellent size. Andy says my hubby asked why I'm not getting sick like the rest of the town. My answer: fire cider works. I might have to get me some of that. Randall says, question, Terry, what projects do you have going on, genetics and carpentry? Genetics, the only thing I'm working with right now is Rue. I've got some Pharaohs out there, jumbo Pharaohs, and I've got a bunch of Egyptians. I'm not going to be getting into a whole lot of different genetics and stuff like I did before when I had a lot of birds, mainly because right now I don't have a lot of room to keep quail. So my numbers are going to be really limited. But yeah, I like the Rue. To me, that's my favorite color or favorite modifier, I guess you would say. And the Pharaohs, jumbo Pharaohs, that's basically all I need to work with. I do have some sparkly going on out there too. So Savage Daughter Farm says HP has always been very down to earth. It was cool to see him on here. It was very cool. I mean, I probably enjoyed the live more than you guys. Ida Rabbit says, I had 4 eggs in the rollout cage today. I hope they're fresh. My granddaughter didn't play a joke and put old ones in there. That's funny. I feel good when I go out to the aviary and I get 4 eggs. It's funny because I mean I used to go out and collect eggs. I would collect, between about 400, 450 eggs every day. And now I'm going out there and I'm hoping to get 4. It's weird. Let's see. Shepherd Labrador says, will all the parts for the new version of the 240 be the same? Inkbird controller, fans, etc. Yes, if you get the Inkbird hasn't changed. The only thing that's really changed is the heating elements. Instead of buying incandescents, 60-watt incandescents or 75-watt halogens, they are going to be the 25-watt mini ceramic reptile heaters. You can, if you go to Amazon and search for 25-watt ceramic heating element for reptiles, they'll come right up. It's the little mini version. They're only about like this tall. And that's the only thing that's changed as far as parts. I do have to do a little bit of modification to the cutout for the air intake, but that's done on my end, so you don't have to worry about that. Another thing that I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate it, because we're going to those ceramic heating elements, we no longer have a light in the incubator. What I did on my mini was I cut another hole on the top and put another one of those light sockets in there and wired it direct to the heating element and just put an LED bulb in there just so that I've got light when the heating elements come on. I've got lights. I can see if there's chicks hatching. And I like to be able to walk by the incubator, and see that, when I see the light on, I know that it's working. So Chuchi said, I was long overdue, but finally posted a review on the Terry Baiter. I appreciate that one. You lost yours in a fire, didn't you? As soon as you get settled down and or settled in again and are ready to start hatching, let me know, and I'm going to go ahead and ship you up an incubator. And he said, either I did see any eggs yesterday or I have some super hens because there's only 2 quail in that cage. That's funny. I don't think your granddaughter did the math. Let's see. Kate and Brian says, how many males do you have in your quail aviary? Right now, too many. I noticed I'm hearing quite a bit of crowing out there, and I noticed a couple of the males mounting the hens. So last week I went through and I sorted them out, figured out which males I wanted to keep, which ones I didn't. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep probably 3 roosters and 20 hens maybe out there. But I'm going to be butchering up half a dozen of them or so. I was supposed to do it last week, but things happened. It didn't work out because I want to do another butcher video because I kind of changed my process when I butcher now. I know there's a video on the channel of butchering, but I've got it down to where I can do, a bird a minute or less. So I would like to share that with everybody. 340 Quail Farm says, hey, everyone. Central Florida checking in. Glad you could join us. Del Chuchu says, cannot recommend the incubator enough. I appreciate that. They work really great. I mean, yeah, it's everybody says, I think people think they have the mindset that if they spend more money, they're going to get a better product. But guys, these incubators work as well as some of the, incubators that cost $1,500. Granted, they might not hold as many eggs, but they do work. He shells. Boy, that's going to get me. I've watched almost every video from your channel since I can't get hatching eggs from you. Where should I go to get hatching eggs from your experience? HP Murray. Let me bring it up right there. Gopher Ridge Quail Farm. His website address is gopherridgequail.com. Check him out. If you're looking for jumbos, he's got some really nice jumbos. He's got Pharaohs, he's got Sparklies, he's got Egyptians, he's got White Wings, and they're excellent size. And I always get really good hatch rates when I order from HP. Maybe it says, I want to ask something. Have you ever encountered early hatch before? I get 80% hatching in my chickens in 17 or 18 days. Could it be related to my incubator? Most likely. If you're getting an early hatch, odds are your temperature is a little bit warmer than it should be. What you need to do is when you're done hatching or next time you get a chance, throw a couple thermometers in there. You can either use the digital Therm Pros, or if you can get, just a glass thermometer, the old style that they take your temperature with, put that in there, let it run for 24 hours, and preferably use 2 thermometers. That way you can get a definite reading. But I got a feeling you're going to find out that incubator is running a little bit warm and causing you to get your birds to hatch out early. Reed Carson says, hello from Milagro, New Mexico. Cool. I'm looking forward to starting a new hobby this spring. Good deal. Be prepared to get addicted to it because it is addicting. Ivan says, love your videos. I watched hours of them since Sunday when I found your channel. Cool. Bill Choo says, don't forget to like the stream. It really helps the channel. Yeah, guys, hit that like button. Wow, how terrible. We got 6 people that like 6 people out of 80. That's terrible. Almost 90. Come on, guys, hit that like button. I mean, I don't really care, but, YouTube does. Maybe it says, I have run the incubator 3 times this year. Most of the eggs hatched on the 18th day twice. A few eggs hatched late death, but in the 3rd hatch, I got 100% hatching on the 22nd day. Yeah, like I said, first thing I would do would be dial in that incubator, what I call it. You need to go through and check and make sure that you know exactly where that temperature is running. Also check different areas of the incubator. If it's a cabinet incubator, check the top shelf, the middle shelf, the bottom shelf, if you got them, because you could have temperature variances between those shelves. If it's like a dome incubator, they're going to be a little bit closer, but check like around the outside edges and then a little bit more towards the center. And I think you may find that you've got some temperature issues. Let's see, where are we at here? Edward Robert says, can I email my question? It is long. What's the email? Terry@coturnixcorner.com. Terry. Sundial Fragrance Reviews in the house says, hi, everyone. Glad you could join us. Don says, Terry, they say sliced onions in a Ziploc bag, put foot in the bag, onions on the sole, put socks over bag and sleep. Stops cough. Are you kidding me? I've never heard that before. I'm going to tell my wife to try it first. I don't want to look like an idiot with a bag of onions taped over my foot. Del Chuchu says, have you tried honey and pollen and lemon? Are you kidding me? Of course I have. I have bees out back. I get all the honey I want. Olivia says, I make homemade fire cider. It's the best for sure. Somebody needs to message me how to make fire cider, because Andy says it's working. Olivia says it works. Sundial Fragrance says, question, when's a good time to set up beer traps? Usually anytime after 5. Let's see. And what's the best trapping method solution? What is best to get them into the traps? Okay. I am going to imagine that you're talking about bee traps or swarm traps. Basically what you want is a nuke box sized box stacked about 2 high. If you have those, if not, you can make them. They're real easy. They're like 16 inches wide and about 8 inches deep, and go about 20 inches high. And what I bait mine with is, well, the first thing I do is inside my traps, I spray propolis tincture on all the walls. That makes it soaks into the wood because that's what bees smell when they go in there. And then I'll take some fresh wax from my bees and I'll rub it all around the inside of the hive. Also, if you have an old frame like brood frame, or even an old honey frame that you've extracted, throw that in there and then put the rest of your frames in, and that will get them to it. But what I do is I used to bait inside the trap with lemongrass oil or like Swarm Commander, but I stopped putting it inside the trap because I'm finding that bees have really, really good sense of smell. They say the bee smell is like 10 times that of a dog. So, and lemongrass oil, I don't know if you've ever smelled it, but you get a drop on your finger or something and wipe it off on your pants or something, and you can walk down the road and still smell that stuff following you, and then the bees will be following you. But I use lemongrass oil. I also use Swarm Commander, but I just spray a couple squirts on the outside of the trap just to help the bees find the trap. And then once they find the trap, they smell that the honey, not the honey, but the wax and the propolis, and that'll get them inside. So yeah, I've got 6 traps out right now. It's a little bit early, but I'm hoping by first part of next month to get a few swarms in, like I really need them. Kurt's in the house says, just joining from Michigan. Glad you could join us, Kurt. I figured that's what you meant. If it was a beer trap, let's say, anywhere after 5 o'clock. Andrew Rabbit says, I turned the light on a few weeks ago on these quail. I ain't buying eggs. I don't blame you. I'm getting just enough eggs from my quail to have breakfast every day. Sundra Fragrance Reviews says, hit the like, y'all. Absolutely. Wow, we're still on 6 likes. Are you kidding me? Let me refresh this. That can't be right. There you go. We got 69 likes. That's a little bit better. Brian says, I did the same thing. Andy? Oh, talking about the lights. The one rooster crowed at me today, too. I haven't put lights on my birds yet. I'm planning on it, but I haven't. But I was out working in the yard with the bees, and I heard a couple of roosters crow for the first time. And it was pathetic. I mean, I even heard my wife say, you're not saying it right. It's look at me, look at me. But mine were like, eh. Poor birds. Brandon Lewis says, finally caught alive, Hawaii time zone. Wow, glad you could join us. External says, always too many males. Yep. Del Chuchu says, thank you, Terry. I will let you know, and I appreciate it. Not a problem, buddy. Don says, I'd love to get your small incubator, but I don't think I could finish it out on my own with the right parts. Don, you could do it. I mean, I tell people that a child could put this thing together, and it's pretty much true. I mean, the hardest part is wiring up the Inkbird, and that's not that hard. There's 5 ports that you've got to put the wires into, but they're so simple, where they go. If you follow the video, I know you could do it. If not, Don, call me and I'll walk you through it. As a matter of fact, Del Chuchu, him and his wife FaceTime me. He built the incubator, and him and his wife FaceTime me, and I helped him wire it up over FaceTime, and it didn't take long at all, and they got it working first shot. Blazing Gale says, question, after your quail start laying, how long do you wait before you can start hatching from them? Oh, I'd give them a week or two just to make sure that your roosters are doing what they're supposed to do. But yeah, if your roosters are fertile and they're mounting and breeding with the hens, yeah, within a week or two, you should be fine. Andrew Rabbit says, I need to get some eggs from HP so I can recommend him. Hint, hint. I thought I gave you eggs before from HP. Terry can walk you through the right part so that you can walk my hubby. Yeah, like I say, it's simple. Maymed says, by the way, if you boil a glass of milk with 2 cloves of garlic and drink it to cure your cough, it is possible to cure it. Don't forget to swallow the garlic after drinking it. Oh, wow. I don't drink milk. I don't like milk. I used to eat garlic every day, like 2 or 3 cloves a day. But my wife said that made my breath stink. Yeah, but it was really good. I don't think I got sick for like 15, 20 years when I was doing that. I very seldom get sick, but when I do, it's not fun. Andy said, Terry, in your small incubator, can we put hinges on the doors, even the back, to make a door? Wait. In small incubator, can we put hinges on the doors, even the back, to make a door? Yeah. The only thing I would do is, like on the front, I ship it with wood trim that goes around it goes on both sides of the cabinet, and then on both sides of the doors. That way you have something to screw your hinges to. You would probably have to do the same thing if you wanted to do it on the back. The only thing I'm trying to think, no, you can't do it on the back. You would have to, because the way your fans mount, you couldn't open the door unless you had a bunch of excess wire in there, because your fans are wired and they go through that. Trying to think here. They go when you close the door, the wires come down. Yeah, the fans are mounted on the back, so no, you couldn't really do it on the back. I mean, you could, but I think it'd be a bigger pain than it's worth. Missouri Mark says, don't see a like button. It's directly under the video. Mary says, I'm getting ready to hatch my first eggs for my birds. So excited. Cool. It is exciting. I still get excited. I mean, every time I set eggs, it's like come hatch day or come lockdown day, I start getting excited. And I've hatched out, I would say, thousands of birds. Maybe it said I had influenza last week. It worked really well, at least for the cough. Cool. Andy says, I heard about that onion on the feet before. Try it, Andy. Test it out. Let me know if it works. Brady says, have you made a video with a graph showing how to spiral breed 5 clans? I watched one and you made with 3. I've never done one with 5. And to be honest with you, after talking with Michael Rose about spiral breeding, I always thought that spiral breeding would be really good to do if you had just a limited amount of birds and you wanted to make sure that you weren't, inbreeding all those birds. So you put them in a spiral breeding program and just keep rotating them out. But Michael Rose says that spiral breeding program is more of a tool that you use once, like, say your breeding program is working on a specific color or variety. You don't start the spiral breeding program until you've got that variety to the point that you want them. Then you use the spiral breeding program as a tool to keep them there. If I said that right. I think there's a live stream with Michael here on the channel where he explains that. But yeah, I always thought, you want to do a spiral breeding program so you don't have to worry about, breeding outside your bloodline. And the way Michael explained it, it makes a lot of sense. It's just a tool to keep what you've got going. And it's by using the spiral breeding program, you're not going to dilute or mess up a line that you worked, really hard to get going. Hope I said that right. Don says, Terry, I've seen so many people say the onions work. It's like 3 slices in the bag. Okay, I'm going to tell my wife that and see what she says. And he says, I'll message you on the Firesider. Cool. Over on coturnixcorner.com. Anita says, I'll send you a few Firesider recipes. Cool. I've never heard of it until you guys mentioned it here. Kentucky Green Thumb says, I've got 15 eggs in the incubator. After a skunk killed 20 of my flock last spring, I only have 1 female to rebuild the flock this year. Wow. That's crazy. Well, good luck on the hatch. And he says, anytime after 5 got me choked laughing so hard. That song came to mind. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Brian Allen says, rub Vic Sav on the bottom of your feet before going to bed with socks on. There's another one I haven't heard of. Sundown Fragrance says, thank you, Terry. Absolutely. Yeah, I kind of figured that's what you were talking about. Let's see. And I'm glad to see you're getting into bees. I really like bees. Is what you're calling fire starter something like a mixture of honey, ginger, garlic, and vinegar? I don't know. I'm hoping to find out. Savage Daughter Farm said to be considered for both tonight, please, Jerry. Okay, you're considered. Rebel says, good evening, all from Virginia. Andy Rabbit says, I was not going to put the lights in my quail till warmer weather, but then I looked at the eggs and got the store. Yesterday I looked again and they were $2 and $3 more. Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. We stopped buying eggs from the store altogether. I mean, I'm not going to pay that kind of money. I'll wait for my quail to start giving me. And he says, I haven't gotten any eggs from HP yet, but after seeing his pearls, I'm drooling. Okay, we'll think about that, Andy. Castle Hives in the house. Hey, Brian. Howdy, howdy. Glad you could join us, buddy. Lazy Gale says, oh, wow, a week or two. My brain is still wired for chickens. I usually wait until they average 55 grams or more, which can take a few months for new layers. one more pro for Quail. Yep, I hear you. Jessica says, I'd love to be considered for the Go for Jigs. Enjoyed the video the other day. Yeah, that was great live stream. Child of God says, I love watching the babies hatch out, especially the buttons. They're so tiny. One thing I haven't done was the buttons. And I probably would never do them because, I mean, I can't eat them. I can't imagine their eggs are big enough to eat. Reed says, I've used onions on the feet and it worked for me. Wow, that's crazy. I've never heard of that. Hannah says, I still swear by honey whiskey for cough. I drink it as a sipper with no ice. Anything with honey in it's got to be good. Might have to try that. And the rabbit says, yes, there's a live with Michael, and he talks about the spiral breeding. I knew there was. I think it's the one before he was on with Rebecca or with Rebecca. Okay. Yeah, I know there's one in there. It's just you'll have to go through them. Brady says, wow, thanks for the info, Terry. I'll go find that video with Michael Rose. Yep, it's a good one. Kate and Brian says, can't wait to start eating quail eggs again. We have 6 kids and they love them little eggs. Yeah, me too. My brother-in-law, Gulf Coast Quail, Maury Straubel, you've seen him in here. I was talking with him today. He's getting like 200 eggs a day, he said. And I didn't realize he had that many birds or that many hens. So he's going to ship me some hatching eggs next week as soon as he gets some shipping foam. So I appreciate that. Shelby says, every hatch is so exciting. I'm always highly anticipating how the chicks will mature. Absolutely. CJ Sanders, I'd like to be considered for both as well. Andrew Rabbit says, Terry's past lives are worth watching. Yeah, a lot of the lives, especially the ones with guests. The ones with just me, don't worry about it. It's nothing that great. But with the guests, they've always had a really good topic. I learned from them. So watch, if you're like into genetics and stuff, watch the ones with Tamara and Katie Agali from Australia. There are tons of good information. Martin Yardley came on and did a breakdown of all the different color variations. Michael Rose and Dana Manchester did a live stream talking about the origin of all the colors and where they originated from. There's a lot of great stuff that people don't realize. You see the breeders that are out there selling, all these, different color varieties today and stuff. Go back and watch some videos. You'll find out where them birds originated from. And, stuff that people think are new have actually been around for, several years. It's crazy. But anyhow, Jessica says, I lather up my face in Vicks when I'm congested. I'm not congested, so I'm not doing that. But like I say, I just have a tickle right in the back of my throat. Drive me up. Says Mary says, my grandkids are excited because they want to try the quail. Cool. Child of God says, button eggs are very good. It just takes a lot. Yeah, I can imagine. Del Chuchu says, I currently have 6 buttons. They survived the fire. No kidding. They don't crow like the Coturnix, but they make ghost noises like swooshing. Really? Huh. I see. Kate and Brian says, with the way my 10-year-old boy's eating, he would probably eat 200 quail eggs a day. I used to eat 10 every single day. I figured 10 eggs was 10 quail was equal to 3 hen's eggs. So, yeah. I ate a bunch of them. Jeff says, Terry, it's been a while since I've been back for a full live episode. I'm thankful that you got me into quail several years ago. My wife endures it. Cool. I'm glad you're still going. A lot of people, you would not believe the number of people that get into quail and by the end of the year they're out, whether it's, bad luck or what. But yeah. No, appreciate it. I appreciate you checking in on the live streams and participating with the channel. Maymed says, I don't like milk either. It makes my intestines sick, but sometimes I mix it with garlic and drink it for health. Yeah, I guess if it's healthy. Andrew says, that's my thought. 10 quail eggs or 3 chicken eggs. Yep. All right, guys. Let me pick a couple winners here. for those of you who get selected, you're going to send me your shipping information to Terry at Coturnix Corner, if I could spell it right. Make sure you send me all your shipping information. Obviously, I need a good address, but mainly a good email and a good phone number along with your address, because a lot of times these they need to get a hold of you, to let you know whether it's going to be delayed or whatever. So anyhow, and let me know what your username is here on the channel, because I've got people that send me shipping information, but their name was, some goofy name on the channel, and I have no clue who they are. Hey, Andy Rabbit, guess what? You're going to get some hatching eggs from HP. So Andy, message me your stuff or email me. And then Kate and Brian, if you're still in the house, you're going to get a $50 Hatching Time gift certificate. And same with you. Email me, terry@coturnixcorner.com, with your information. Make sure I get a good email address, because that's how they're going to send you the gift certificate. So HB says Pearl, I assume. There you go, Andy. Drop the hints, and sometimes it pays off. What do you want, little girl? All right. Well, guys, this one ran a little bit over, but I really appreciate everyone checking in today. Like I say, the people that won, email me, Terry@Coturnix Corner, and your shipping information. I'll make sure that Gopher Ridge already knows, so I'll make sure it gets to the right people. And like whoever it was last week that contacted me after the live stream, if you're in here, email me again if you still want to come on the show, and we'll get something set up for next week. Otherwise, join us Sunday for the morning musings. We're going to go ahead and do that this coming Sunday, as long as I don't mess it up again. But guys, thanks again for joining me today. I really appreciate everybody joining us. Had a lot of great comments tonight, a lot of great people checking in. Hope you all have a wonderful week. Everybody stay warm that's up north, and be careful, out there on the roads and that stuff. So have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you Sunday. Take care.